Okay, so I will start the webinar. So hello Ilaria, and hello to those who will watch the recording. So today we will see two use cases. So the first one is the evaluation of a large cohorts by teachers. And the second one is the course assessment. So let the possibility for the students to assess the courses they received. Just a reminder, we organize the webinar every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. in French and 2 p.m. in English. This webinar will last 30 minutes and will be recorded. And now I can go to the first slide, which is the slide of the presentation. So just a quick, a few words about ChallengeMe. So we are a peer review platform. That means that we provide an environment allowing the students to evaluate each other's and to give feedback to each other's on production or on soft skills within a group. So you can use ChallengeMe to improve the technical skills of the students or to improve the soft skills of the students, depending on the kind of assessment you will launch. We really focused on support. I mean that you never be alone with the platform because we have a team dedicated to help you to set up your challenge. We exist since 2015 and we work mostly with business schools, engineering schools, and universities, mainly in France, but we also begin to work with schools from Switzerland and Canada. And we are fully integrated with the main learning management system of the market, as Moodle, Blackboard, Brightspace, Camilo, and others. We are integrated with the LTI standard, if some of you know this standard. So now we can speak about the use cases of today. So the first one is the evaluation of a large cohort by a teacher. So with this use case, we will ask the student to upload their work to the platform, and then this work will be distributed to several teachers for assessment. So the interest to launch this use case is to allow the teacher to have the work allocation allocated automatically. So if you have 1,000 students and lots of teachers, the platform will allocate the work to be evaluated to each teacher really easily. You have the possibility to activate the anonymity. It means that the teachers won't be able to see who they are assessing. Um, to have less biases, and the teacher will use the same criteria to assess the students, and it will be really easy to export the results at the end. And we have a second use case today, which is a course assessment. So here we'll ask the student to rate the quality of their the course they received. So they will be able to indicate how they perceived the courses they received, and the teachers will have the possibility to have the feedback on their courses. So these use cases are less common than those presented in the previous webinars, but it was needs expressed by schools. Therefore, we found interesting for us to present them to you. Before entering to the platform, it's important to understand what is a challenge. So what we call a challenge is a peer review activity. So in a challenge, you can have different kind of phases. So here you can see the 5 phases you can add to a challenge. So we have a work submission phases. The first one where we'll ask the participant to submit the work to the platform. We have work evaluation phases where the participant will be asked to assess the work of others, so the work submitted during a work submission phase. We have an evaluation of group members phase. So here the participant will have to assess their teammate with whom they have collaborated on the common production, for example. So here we'll more ask the student to assess their teammates on initiative taking, communication within the group, quality of the work done, and so on. So more behavioral criteria. We have a feedback evaluation phase allowing the participant to indicate if the feedback received has been qualitative or not, if the feedback they received have been useful, and a result phase allowing the participant to access their results, so the feedback they received and the score they received. So if I'm go back to the slide regarding the use cases, we can see that in the first use case we have 3 phases. The first one is a phase where students will have to submit a work. The second phase is a phase where the teachers will be able to assess the work submitted, and a result phase allowing the student to find out their results. And for the second use case, we will have a first phase representing the course of the teacher, and a second phase representing the assessment of the students regarding the course of the teacher. So now we saw what is technically a challenge. What are the 2 use cases we will see today? So now I will switch to ChallengeMe in a Moodle environment to show you how you can add a ChallengeMe activity with these use cases. So if you don't use Moodle, if you use other LMS, it's exactly the same principle. It won't be exactly the same interface, but the principle will remain the same. I will send you some guides at the end of the webinar to explain you how you can add a ChallengeMe activity to your course. Okay, so normally you should see able to see my screen. So here I'm in a Moodle environment. So to add an activity, I have to activate the edit mode. I will do it just here. And then I can, sorry, I have to refresh the page. Okay, so I activate the edit mode, and I can add a ChallengeMe activity by clicking on add an activity or resource, like any other activity you would add in your course. So in the list of the activity, you can choose ChallengeMe. Then you will be able to name your activity. So here I will name it with the name of the use case. And then I will click on Save and Display. I can click on Open a new window, and I will land to this page. This page will allow me to choose the way I want to create my activity. So I can choose the direct mode. With this mode, I will be able to edit all the settings of my challenge, and I can be fully autonomous with my activity. We have another mode allowing the teacher to launch an activity with a validation of our team when they finish the configuration. The form will be much more easier to complete, but we will need to have the validation in our side. Today, I will show you the direct mode because with this mode, you can access lots of templates. You can edit everything easily without asking us. Of course, if you need support, you can ask us. We recommend to ask us if you have questions, but with this mode, you are much more autonomous than the others. But if you want to use the other one, if you want to explore it, you can do it. So I click on direct mode. And then I will land here to this page. So in this page, I can choose a category of template to create my activity. I can also create an empty challenge if I want. So in this example, I will choose a template regarding the use case I want to launch. So to do it, I will click on evaluation of works, and I will land on this page. So in this page, I have several templates I can choose. For our use cases, I will choose the template evaluation of student work by teachers. So for now, when you will add an activity, you won't be able to see this template because it's not online for now. It will be really soon. So I show you in a different environment to show you what the template will look like. So I will choose this template, evaluation of student work by teachers. So I click on create. I will be able to name my challenge with a title. I can add a summary, and I will have the different phases already created in my challenge. So the first one is the submission of work by students. The second one is the assessment of work by teachers. And the last one is the display of the results for the student. So to edit the settings of the phase, I can just before entering the settings, if I want to evolve the challenge, I can click on add phase if I want to add more phase to my challenge. So it's really flexible. If you need to remove phase or if you need to add more, you can do it. Then I click on the phase I want to edit, and then I will have different tab allowing me to edit different information of my challenge. So the first tab is the date. So you will have a start date and an end date. So you can define this date. You can allow late submission if you want. And you have also the possibility to activate the notifications. So it will send an email automatically to the students at the beginning of the phase and at the end. You can also indicate the instructions here. So it's already defined, but you can edit it if needed. You have some option here. So here you don't have to edit anything in this tab for this use case. And then we have the participant tab. So in the participant tab, you can enroll the students who have to submit a work. So to import the students, you have two possibilities. You can enroll them directly from your LMS. So to do it, you just have to click on enroll individuals. And here you will be able to see the list of students present in your LMS. So here I only have two because this is a demo environment, but if you have 100 or thousands of students, you will be able to select them just here. So I will do it here, for example. And here I have my students enrolled to my challenge. If you need to enroll the students from your LMS, so you click on enroll individuals, just you have to ask us to synchronize your course before to have the possibility to have the list of the students here. So just send us an email to synchronize your LMS with the challenge you created. Then, so it can be individual like that, but I can also import the students in an Excel file if I can't synchronize my course, for example. So I will unenroll everyone. And then I click to import from an Excel sheet. I just have to click on this button and click on import participant. Here I have to copy paste my users following an import format. So the import format will be accessible by clicking here. So here we indicate you how you have to create your Excel file. And once you did it, you can copy paste your users here. Then you can click on check and import. So we have a guide explaining everything. I will send it to you after the webinar. So here in my example, I didn't import individually the students, I import them in teams. So if it's a group work, it's still work. You just have to have a team column in your Excel sheet, and then the student in the same team will be gathered within a team. So this is for the work submission phase. Then you can define the assessment phase by teacher. So here it's the same principle. You will define a start date and an end date. You have instruction you can edit, and you have assessment criteria. So here you can choose predefined criteria. So here it's a demo environment, so I don't have a lot. I can show you in another template in production, just to show you the base we have. Okay, So I click on predefined criteria, and you will see the list of these criteria just here. So you can pick criteria from our ChallengeMe database. So there's one, for example. I have choose 3, but I can also create my own criterion. So to do it, I just have to click on add criterion, and I can define a name and a description to my criterion. Each criterion will be rated from 1 to 10 stars, and the teachers who will participate to the assessment will be able to use this criteria to rate the students. So this is for the evaluation criteria part. And then, so I switch to my Alt tab, and then you have an option tab allowing to indicate how many students have to assess each teachers. So here, if you put 10, it means that each teacher will have to assess 10 students, and then the platform will allocate the student to be assessed automatically. You can activate a global feedback field and make it mandatory if needed. And you can indicate if you want the assessment to be anonymous. So if the teachers will be able to see who they are assessing, or if you want to let the teacher see who they are assessing. So you can choose this option if you want to let the teacher see who they are assessing. In this example, I will let it like that. Then you can enroll the teachers in this phase as participant, as we saw in the previous phase. So you can select them from Moodle or any other LMS, or import them with an Excel file. And then you will edit the result phase. So here you indicate when the student will be able to see their results. And you can delete the phase if you don't want the student to see their results. And you can indicate what kind of results you want them to see. So you can indicate if you want them to see the scores they received, the detail of the assessment they received, the feedback. So let's see if you just want the student to receive the textual feedback, you can uncheck everything and let them receive the evaluation feedback. You can really define the kind of information you want to display to the students. And we are done. The challenge is ready. You just have to click on publish to let it accessible in the student side. So to access it, the student will be able to click on the activity on Moodle. Okay, so I will, let's imagine I'm logged as a student. I will click on my activity, and then I will be redirected to this interface. So here I can see only 2 phases because I just have to submit my work and to see my results. So to do it, so here I can see the start date and the end date. So to do it, I can add text here, and I can also add attachment just here. So I can add any kind of format. It can be PDF, video, Excel, etc., even audio. So you can launch all kind of challenge. You can ask all kind of format to the students. Once it's done, I can click on validate, and my challenge will be taken into account. And when the challenge will be over, I will be able to see my results during the results display phase. Then, if I want to see what this is not the good one. Yes, if I want to manage my challenge as a teacher, I just have to click on my challenge with the teacher mode. So here I'm still logged in the teacher mode. So if I click on my challenge already created, so this is this one, I will land to this interface. So in this interface, I can see if the students have correctly submit their files. So here I can see the list of the students and if they have validated a work. And I can see if the teachers have done the assessment of the student. So here I can have all this information here. And as a teacher, I can participate by clicking on the left menu, participate, challenge enrolled. Here I can see all the challenge I'm enrolled. So for you, you will have probably just one. Here I have a lot because this is a demo environment. So let's imagine I have to participate to this one. I can click on it, and then I will be able to assess the students. So here it's anonymous, so I don't know who I am assessing. I can find out the work submitted by the students, and I can assess the students following the criterion chosen by the creator of the challenge. We can see we have the feedback option activated for each criterion. So it means that I can give feedback on each of the criteria. I can also give an overall feedback if I want. And I will do it to each of the work allocated to me as a teacher. If I'm going back to the administration interface, I will be able to see everything. So if the students have submitted a file, if the teachers have done their assessment, what is the score received for each student, etc. The distribution of score. I can also have a chart allowing me to see the average for each criterion. And I can export all the data by clicking on export participant if I want to export it in an Excel sheet. So I will have the participation, the score, and the feedback given by the teachers. I can also have a group view if I have group. It's not the case here, but I can have it. And I can search users if needed. And if I need to have the detail of our students, I just have to click on it. So let's take the example of Agathe Bertrand. I can see she have validated a work, and I can see she received one assessment from Jean-Fer, who is the teacher in this example. And I can see the average of the students comparing with the class average. So it can be an interesting data here. So this is how you can manage your challenge. So now we'll see the second use case, which is the course assessment. So first, how we can create it. So it will be exactly the same principle. We will add a ChallengeMe activity. So I will name it course assessment by students. I click on Save and Display, open a new window, and I will click on Direct Mode. Once I land here, I can still click on Assessment of Rocks, and then I will have, so this is the same as the previous one, sorry. I don't have the good tab open. Yes, as the previous one, in production for now, we don't have the template ready, but I will show you in a dev environment what the template will look like. So I just have to log into this environment. Sorry, it will just take some seconds. So after it's the same principle regarding the questions. Okay, so I'm logged. So when it will be deployed, we'll have this template accessible. So once you land on this page, you can click on Create. Here it's the same principle. You can add a title, add a summary. And in this template, you will have only two phases. The first one is what we call a fictive phase. It will represent the course addressed to the students. So here we'll just enroll the teacher of the course. So as the previous example, I can enroll it with an Excel sheet or with by selecting the teacher from Moodle. So here I will do it like that. So here I enrolled Jean-Fer, which is a teacher, and we will let the students assess his course. So in options, we will indicate that this phase is an external phase, indicating that the student don't have to participate. It's just a face representing the course given by the teacher. And we will indicate that this face represents a lesson. Once it's done, you can go to the second phase, which is the phase where the students will be able to assess this lesson. You can choose edit all the settings as we saw in the previous use case the interesting thing is that we have already predefined criterion regarding this use case. And then you can click on publish when everything is ready. So don't forget to enroll your participant. Regarding the students, they will see this interface. So they click on the activity on Moodle and they will end to this interface. They will only have one phase, which is the course evaluation phase. Here I will see that I have to assess the course of Florent Bessières, as it's rated just here. And I can assess this course using the criterion presented just here. So clarity and organization of teaching, engagement and interaction, etc. Once it's done, I click on validate. So this is how you can launch this second use case, allowing the student to assess the lessons they receive. So I'm done with this presentation. I know you have a lot of information today. That's why I will send you the recording of this webinar and some guides to help you to set up your challenge. As I said at the beginning, if you need to plan a meeting allowing us to create the challenge with you, you can ask us by replying the mail I will send you. And as I said, we really focus on supporting the users in the platform to help you to set up easily your activity. So now, if you have questions, I let you activate your microphone and ask a question if you need to see again some interface or if you have a general question. So one of you have a question or not, I can see in the chat. Okay, everything is clear. Thank you, Ilaria, for your feedback. So if you have questions, even for those who watch the recording, do not hesitate to asking me by replying the email. And so I wish you a pleasant day and a good afternoon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.